There we go. Good evening, everyone. We are live, rapidexecutive.com/live. This is Nathan from Rapid Startup. We'll get underway in just a second. If you are watching us live, you can jump on to rapidexecutive.com/live and grab a spot in the chat room and say g'day. There's enough room for everybody. If you're watching this on your mobile device, you can jump on there and actually chat at the same time and watch the video because it's on the same page. Tonight we're talking about reverse engineering a 7-figure business. We're going to be breaking down a 7-figure event funnel, which is great, that I went through last year. Late last year, I attended an event. I didn't know what I was getting myself in for, and I'm glad that I went in with an open mind because I learned so much from how the event was put together, how the follow-up went. I basically immersed myself in the whole thing, looking at it from a marketer's perspective and a businessman's perspective, an entrepreneur's perspective, watched how the whole thing was put together. So I'm going to share that with you tonight. I was hoping that I would be coming through on my new microphone tonight, but it wasn't working. So I'm just going to jump over and say g'day. I have this nice, beautiful, crazy thing that sits in front of me, and it's not working tonight. I have to be on my little hello, my little lapel mic still. So I do apologize. I'll get that sorted for next time. But it was working before I press go. When I press go, all of a sudden the sound went away. Never mind. How are you all? Nice to see you again. Tuesday night, it's webinar night. If you are watching us live, /live, jump on over and say g'day. My name is Nathan. I run these every night. We've been doing them every Tuesday night for more than a year now, which is fantastic. Great fun. Lots of learning in these sessions. This isn't a pitch fest. This is a weekly learning session on all things startups and business and ideas and crazy ideas sometimes as well. We've had a lot of late nights here talking about getting businesses underway. So tonight is a 7-figure business. So as I was saying, I went to an event last year. I'm going to get into all the details of exactly what happened, but I'm so glad that I did what I did. I wasn't going to go, then I was too tired. There was a whole bunch of things that conspired to not get me there, but I ended up going, and I'm so glad I did. So I'm going to walk you through exactly everything. I didn't end up going to the back end, to the big thing that this event was promoting, but I went to nearly everything else. So I'm going to break down exactly how all that worked. There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, but I'll show you exactly how you could set up effectively a 7-figure sales funnel with very little at all. We'll show you through everything. I've got all of the stats and stuff as well. I even got the actual sales funnel itself, so you can actually swipe that at the end of tonight's session 2. But if you are watching live, rapidexecutive.com/live. If you're watching this on a replay, it's rapidexecutive.com/replay. The replay will be available for a couple of days. There is a show notes, download bonus, the PDF. So all of the slides, and I'm looking over here because that's where the slides are. All of the slides from tonight's webinar are available as the download bonus, big blue button underneath the chat box. So if you just click that, it gives you a PDF, and it gives you all of the things from tonight's notes as well. That's the same every single week. So who wants to see a 7-figure funnel in action? This thing is actually live right now as well. So I'm going to go and show you a few bits and pieces about it, how it's going from a traffic perspective and stuff as well. So we're gonna literally tear the whole thing down. I'll show you how you can do it for any business at all. But let's jump over to the slides. Say good day. If you have any questions on any of the slides, pop them into the chat box. As I said, rapidexecutive.com/live to jump in the chat box. If you're watching on the replay, you can actually throw questions down right down the bottom of the page. There's a big Facebook message box thing. I actually go straight to my phone. So if you want to ever chat to me and annoy me at any time of the day, on the bottom of these pages, you can grab it in there. It actually beeps me on my phone. It's quite an annoying noise, but that's okay. I don't mind. If you are watching us live, rapidexecutive.com/live, there's a chat box there. You can ask questions about any of the slides while we're there. If you have any generic questions about your idea or your business or your startup or how it could relate to you, we might save those to the end. So we'll have some Q&A at the end. But I'll share my screen over and let's get into the show. All right, so in this session, we are looking at winners and how to find them. The anatomy of a 7-figure sold-out sales funnel. So we're going to look at the top of the funnel and what an SLO is, which is called a self-liquidating offer. I'll explain all of that gobbledygook in a little while. The event itself, and we have a look at the stack and the back end, so where all the money is. And I'll also show you some of the tools of the trade where you can use to break down these businesses yourself. This is definitely one of my favorite quotes at the moment. So if you build your own dreams, no one else will hire you to build theirs. Thank you, Farah. All right, so these sessions are part of the Rapid Startup sessions that we run every week. We run these every week on a Tuesday night, which is why you're here now. And every fortnight on a Wednesday, we meet in person. If you're down here in Perth, we'd love to have you along. We've also teamed up with the Clickfunnels Australia group, where we're going to be just talking about using Clickfunnels and as a user, as a power user, or as a newbie as well. So we'll be helping people get into the tool and understanding the tricks of the trade and how you can set these sorts of things up as well. So the Rapid Startup sessions are actually based around the 7-day startup as a framework. So how do you get from 0 to sales in 7 days with your business? And I've done this several times with mine, which is why I know that this thing works. My first 7-day startup was buttercoffee.com.au. Go and have a look at that if you like. You can reverse engineer my success there if you like as well. That was 0 to sales in 7 days. We got our first sale. I sold a bag of protein in my first 7 days, which I'm very happy about, to a guy called Tim, who actually is a few streets away from me. He found me on a forum in the US, which is hilarious. That was me hustling. The latest being Funnel Fix It is my latest 7-day startup. So 0 to sales in 7 days, 0 to 6 figures in 6 months for these, which I'm very, very happy about. So as I said, we go through these every week online and every fortnight in person. We go through one of the 7 days. So each of the 7 days, 7 components, as I said, going through ideation, MVP, naming your business, building a website out, all the marketing metrics and launching tactics to get you from 0 to your first sales in 7 days and how to scale and beyond that. So we go through each of those lessons as such once a fortnight in person or once every week. We do some bonuses in there to keep them in track. If you can't wait that long for your business, you can go and grab all of them at rapidexecutive.com/launch. We've put them all together. As part of tonight's session, you do have the business model matrix that we put together for if you are at the early stages or you just want to run something over your idea or your business to see where you fit in the overall scheme of things. This has got a great list of case studies to have a read through. So tonight is all about sales funnels, and we're going to be breaking down what's called an event funnel. So this is an in-person event that was running, and this is the sales funnel. This is how this person is making money. So what is a sales funnel? This is a very simple picture of a very simple funnel. One you might be familiar with is a blog post, email list, and a purchase. That's a simple sales funnel. So some content to get cold traffic, some information, could be a simple problem agitate solution. So did you know that unhealthy fats are really bad for you, but good ones are can help reduce heart disease? Oh, I need to know all about that. I'm at risk for cardiovascular disease. All right, fair enough. I'll read this article, and then big meaty article tells me all about how coconut oil is going to save my life. Jump on this list, and I'll give you some more information about that. And down the line, I'm going to try and sell you some coconut oil. Very simple sales funnel. You see them every single day. So that's what a sales funnel is, a way to take people from not knowing anything about your business and bring them down to potentially becoming a customer, purchasing from you, and continuing to buy from you over time. All right, so this is a screenshot of my phone's backup for images and screenshots. I'm not sure if that it's immediately clear what that is. It is to me because I'm a bit of a geek and a bit of a marketing nerd. But this is screenshots of Facebook ads, the targeting options. Why are they targeting me? Facebook ads. Facebook ads. I'm all day. This was March 12. So I think I snapped about 50 on that day. Loads and loads. I was about to scroll down and show you more. It's a screenshot, sorry. I love breaking down people's sales funnels. And the top of most sales funnels these days is a Facebook ad. Facebook has our attention, and you'll notice that every 2nd, 7th, and 14th post is an ad from somebody. As you get further and further down the list, the ads get worse and worse. It's usually the ones in that second and 5th position that look really, really good and useful, and you'll probably stop, and they're probably having a video, and you might click over, and you might end up buying something. It's common because it works, and it's popular because it's common. So I love them. I snap them. I read them. I watch them. I learn. And tonight we're going to be talking about a sales funnel that started with just one of these. You can start with a very simple sales funnel with something as simple as an email list. So everyone needs an email list. It's the most important asset in your business. It's the most important asset in all my businesses. It took me a while to get my acting gear on my email list, but we actually started our Butter Coffee business with running an event. My wife had this fantastic idea we should go and get customers. We should go and get in front of healthy people at a healthy event. That'll be a great idea. I thought, and at the time I was talking to a mentor of mine, and he said, the best thing you can do is get people's email addresses. And I thought, at an event, how am I going to get people's email addresses? We're going to be run off our feet. It's going to be chaos. No one's going to say, like, if I say, hey, can I have your email address? Like, if someone asked me that at an event, I'd go, no, get away from me. I just want to buy your things that you got on the table. I'm getting dragged around this event. It was the best thing we ever did. We ended up on our first event we did. There was probably, I don't know, I think we made about $800 in sales, and we ended up with 500 emails. I sent an email out to that list, and I think we made like $5,000 from that email. It was crazy. And we wouldn't have made anything if I had not listened to my mentor and actually said, oh, email, what a great idea. And all we did was leave a piece of paper out for people to get their emails. So anyway, as I was saying, email is very, very important. We're also going to talk a little bit about Clickfunnels tonight as well. That's the tool that I use for all of my websites and sales funnels at the moment. So let's look at the anatomy of a 7-figure event funnel. Now, this is based on a blog post that we put out. Initially, it was on the Clickfunnels. There's 52,000, I think it is now, people in the Clickfunnels Facebook group. I put this 7-figure event funnel breakdown into that group. I think it was in December. It was very, very popular. It's still there. So it's survived the test of time in there. They usually delete things very quickly in there because it gets pretty hectic in that group. You can imagine with 52,000 internet marketers, it's pretty chaos. But the event one is still there. I actually put it on my blog here at salesfunnelsaustralia.com.au. So this link will take you to the whole blog article if you want to read the whole thing. But we'll give you the highlights in tonight's session. So the top of the funnel. So this is Kerwin Ray's 7-figure funnel. I as part of that group, I didn't want to fall foul. Not that I would, not that this guy would even take any notice of me whatsoever, but I didn't want to fall foul, so I actually blurred this out. It was very clear, especially to any Aussies, that if you're on Facebook, you would have seen this guy. He's hectic. His organic reach on Facebook, which is actually one of the things he's selling as a new opportunity in his event. This guy was is very, very popular on Facebook. So it's you probably would have seen this ad. You probably know that that's him there, and that's his name at the top and stuff like that. So this is his Facebook ad, and this was the ad that actually caught my attention. Now, normally I would take a snap of that. I would find out how he's targeting, and I'd move on. But it really caught my eye, and for a few reasons, and I'll break down exactly why this is such a great ad. So he has a few simple things. So it's a very simple name. He's got a nice face that's looking at you. Very social. I think he's got his standing there with his phone in his hand or something like that. The headline here, the pattern interrupt that he has is free. It's a free event for Perth business owners and entrepreneurs. So this is very key because it is the first thing you'll see. And the way that ads are usually read is this headline. People will jump to the picture. They'll see this big writing here, and then they'll come back and read the rest. So discover is another big reveal. There's going to be information revealed at this event. You need to come along. It's actually opening up a loop in your head as well that you need to actually. He's telling me I can discover something. I need to discover it. Wonder what it is. And then he's talking about hard facts with dollars. So how we generated, generated, very important word there. $100,000 from Snapchat, $1.5 million from Facebook, and $40,000 from Instagram. And then he's got a link to the event. Free Perth event. So I'm in Perth, hence why it was located to me. And with Facebook ads, you can target by location, and definitely with something event-based, you should be calling out the people who are in the area and saying, hey, Perth, did you know there's a free event? You should come down, especially if you self-identify as a business owner or an entrepreneur, and then you can use that in your targeting as well. The event is very mastermindy. It looks like people sitting around a table with some food and drink. The main guy is right in the room with you. It has a very mastermind feel. Now, the event itself was nothing like that, but that gives the appearance of a nice, cozy little event. And this guy seems pretty famous. Even if he's not, he's talking big numbers to make him appear famous. And if he was, in marketing terms, if he's the attractive character, we get access to the attractive character, which is very inviting as well. Now it's free. It's free to get close to this guy. I just want to get close to this guy. He knows what he's talking about. I might rub off on me. I might learn something. So it's an excellent ad. Really, really good. I've seen the latest ones as well. Within Facebook ads, this is a little bit off topic, but you can go and have a look at previous examples of Facebook ads as well. If you go and have a look at edits, you can go and look at people, how they're targeting you. It doesn't give you a lot of information, but there's usually a little tab up the right here. It's sort of covered. It'd be just there. It's a screenshot snapped it off. You can click that and actually find out what they're targeting. Very simple. Whether you're in Pixel, whether you went to their website, whether you're friends of a friend or things like that, it'll kind of tell you that stuff. Very, very high level. He's obviously targeting by location as well. But you can also, in those stats, you can find their previous versions of the ad as well are visible to even the people that didn't make the ad, i.e. us. So you can go and have a look at those. And why that's important from a marketing perspective is you can actually look at their split test, because that's effectively what they are. They've tried these things in the past and they haven't worked. So I saw this ad several times. I went and had a look at the split tests. He tried different images. He tried just this top section and none of these words here. He tried without those words at the top. I recently saw it again a couple of weeks ago because this event runs 3 times a year now. And it was very I actually think it was exactly the same. I think he might have changed this subtitle, this main header here, and that was about it. Everything else was pretty much the same. So it's obviously a good performing ad, and something we can all learn from. So clicking on that ad. So you can imagine you're running an event in a location. You've got people to self-identify with whatever your niche is, and this is business entrepreneurs and how to make money, I guess. And then the event sales funnel. So this is the website that you are taken to when you press the button to learn more. So yes, I want to find out about this free event. Sure, I've zero commitment. Give me free stuff. I'm in. Brings you over to a very long sales letter. And this is actually my funnel hacked version of it. It's not the actual one, but I can show you the actual one in a moment as well. But this is effectively what it is. This was above the fold, i.e. the first thing you'll see, with a big button that says reserve my free seat now. And then these are clickable with the event locations and times. And you'll click those and it'll open up that pop-up as well, but it'll have it selected for your time and event. There's a countdown on the page. I think I added that. I don't think that was actually on the original. And then it's got like social proof of the people who had been here before, which is very good. A personalized letter on the page from the guy who wrote it. A little bit more proof down the bottom. So that's a pretty much what's called a long form sales letter. That's all it really is. It's about probably about 6 pages long. Basically, it's a repeat congruence from the ad. You've got the big numbers at the top. I reckon most people wouldn't even scroll all the way down the bottom. They'd go, oh yeah, I'll have the free ticket, thanks. So how do you make money from a free event? Now, not only is this guy, obviously, if you've ever been to an event before, they will try and sell you on something while you're there. Either buy my book or buy my course at the end or something like that, right? Well, he was actually making money on the front end to a free event. And the way he was doing this was when you reserved this ticket, it took you to another page and said, wait, your order's not ready yet. And it had a little video of Kerwin saying, so glad you're in. You've taken a big leap. Welcome. Can't wait to see you there. I've got some extra stuff that I want to give you before the event that'll really help you get the most out of the event. I've got a X, a Y, and a Z. The value is huge, and I'll give them to you for free. If you join me down the front of the room in the front row, I'll come and say hi to you. We've got these awesome tickets seats right down the front in the VIP section. And as I said, part of the VIP, I'm going to send you all this free stuff as well. It's all worth a fortune. So he was offering tickets for $47 in the same room, just closer to him. So again, access to the attractive character is what he's really offering there. To most people, that's a great thing. But for $47, he would also give you all this other stuff as well. And now I can actually show you what those are, but that's a really good, what's called a tripwire, to get people to make a micro commitment of actually pulling out their wallet and paying for something. But it's also what's called a self-liquidating offer. So if he can take people from an ad, which is cold traffic, via a free event ticket, the free event puts you on his email list, but then he takes you to this self-liquidating offer, or a one-time offer, an upsell, if you want to call it, where he offers you this VIP package. So it's $47, and there was no additional cost. So he's sending you some probably things he's created before and sold at a price, some digital products that he can just flick over to you via email. The way he was doing it was actually, he wasn't giving it to you until you attended the event. So it was almost like a bribe to get you to come to the event. I'll give them to you once you're at the event. He didn't give them to us at the event. They were part of his auto email responder that came the day after the event. But he didn't tell us that until we got to the event. That was very clever as well. But that's I digress. That was a side note. So he was sending people a Facebook ad, getting them on his email list with that Facebook ad. So he's paying for people to get on his email list. He's trying to recoup that cost by selling seats at the front with $47. And then at the event, which I'll get to in a second, he was selling a $2,997 course. But I'll get to that in a moment. As part of this front end, we're still at the front end of the funnel. We're still talking about this Facebook ad. So if I clicked over and I didn't get the ticket, which I was doing because I didn't actually buy the ticket because I got distracted. I think I had something to do with the kids. I was immediately retargeted with another ad. And obviously he's doing that with the Facebook pixel. And he was saying the tickets are running out. So he had a very simple Facebook funnel set up that was people that had clicked on my ad but didn't get an event ticket, a free ticket, send them and say, the tickets are running out. Quick, hurry up, you need to get a ticket. I then saw later on that evening, tickets close in 2 hours. Now, the tickets weren't closed in 2 hours, but this was another quick hurry up and buy a ticket. I then got my free ticket and saw this was my aha moment. I saw the $47. I thought that was so brilliant. I started taking notes and I started taking screenshots and I started creating my own version of this funnel. I mean, this is brilliant. I can't believe he's done a self-liquidating offer on a free event. I'm going to start doing this. This is awesome. I'm going to share this with others. So I started taking notes. Those notes meant I hadn't actually purchased it yet. Now one thing he didn't have, and that was another note I took, was he didn't have a timer on that page saying, okay, this free, this $47 VIP tickets, there's not many left, so you better hurry up. And there was no sense of urgency there. So I took some screenshots, I took some notes. I then found my Facebook page again, my Facebook feed again, another one that said, hey, congratulations on your ticket. I've still got a few VIP tickets left. How brilliant is that? So I hadn't purchased the upgrade. And he pixeled, obviously, me. And again, as part of his Facebook funnel, he had a different segment of people that had clicked over, people who had got the free ticket, but hadn't purchased the upgrade. Brilliant. This is brilliant. And everyone should be doing this in their marketing. Absolutely everybody. Now, fast forward to the event itself. So as I said, he now has me on his email list, and the emails were excellent, absolutely excellent. I'm gonna cut over to my blog post because I've actually detailed all of the emails in there. Sorry for the scrolling of my mouse. So I'm gonna run through just really quickly what the email follow-up sequence was. Now, I was sent an event confirmation straight away, just a receipt, basically, a receipt straight from Confusionsoft. He is using Clickfunnels for the front end, but obviously his back end, was at the time still sitting on Confusionsoft. The next day, I got what can only be called a soap opera sequence. He was breaking down belief patterns in a bunch of emails afterwards. So the first email the headline was called, or subject line is, why now? So he's agitating the problem. He's talking about how the economy was bad. And he talked about how there's this new opportunity in online entrepreneurship and social media, which is what he's basically selling at the end. So he's agitating this problem of, there's a problem and you need to be in this, you need to be here now. The next day, he also sent out an SMS with important event info. So we're still about 5 days out from the event itself. Important event info is a fantastic email headline for great open rates. So even if you didn't get people opening up that first email, I guarantee they would have opened up the second one. I thought it was a nice little touch that he embedded the Google map. And he also teased us with there's more more to be told about what's going to happen at the event sort of thing coming up. So, okay, I need to look out, open loop, I need to look out for future emails coming up. We're day 3. He then sends another email, and this time it's a video, and it's the first video with an intro to what happens at the event, and it's like an epiphany that somebody had when they're at the event, and like a rags to riches kind of tale of someone who came to the event and their life got changed. Oh, this is pretty cool. The next day, same thing. We got an SMS as well about important event info, and all it was a repeat of the previous one. And then the day before the event, we're on soap opera sequence number 5. This was the 12th day. Are you ready for tomorrow? Again, it's just a repeat of the event info. We got an SMS the next day. Before I forget, bring a jacket, which I thought was a pretty cool subject line. And it had, again, a repeat of the info. And then I think it was the next day, the headline was called Something New. So that was pretty much the email sequence up to and including the event. So very clever way of keeping us top of mind that this event is coming, important information. We're very organized. You've got plenty of emails in your inbox that you can use to get to, and SMSs to get to the info, how to get there and what to do when you get there and all that sort of stuff. Plus, in the back of your mind, you've got all these open loops about all the great things you're going to learn and the potential transformations you're going to have at this event. All right. There was one more, but I'll leave that afterwards because the next thing I received the day after the event. So I'll go through the actual event itself, but the day after the event, I received a phone call, and the day of the event, the day before the event, that's why I stopped at these emails. The day before the event, I received a phone call from a real person. Say, hi, this is from Kerwin Ray's team. I hope you're coming along. I see you bought the VIP ticket. Have you heard about blah? And it kind of introduced the program that this guy was selling. Not in a pitchy or salesy kind of way or anything like that. It was just very interesting to hear them basically reaching out. They're trying to find, and I look at this in hindsight now, obviously I know what I'm talking about now, but at the time I didn't know what was going on. I was just very keen to see how this guy was working. These were guys that were called in the cold calling or sales call genre. They were called the setters. So these guys were just kind of feeling people out and seeing if they were ravenous, rabid buyers. If I was like, yeah, I'm in, where can I sign up? They pretty much say, someone will call you back and we'll sort all that out for you. But these were the setters. They weren't really salesmen at front, but it gets better. So I was very impressed with the phone calls. They were very professional, very non-salesy, very chatty. I just thought that was a nice touch. I hadn't actually experienced that from basically, this is at this point in time, you got to think that a lot of people will be getting these phone calls. They were free tickets. So if you were one of the people that had kind of gone, oh yeah, I'll jump into this free ticket, I probably won't go, I'll just grab it anyway. If you received a phone call from someone saying, can't wait to see you there, it's going to be great. Don't forget to bring your jacket. Are you seeing the emails with all the info? What a great touch. What a great way of really calling people on coming to the event, which I thought was pretty cool. All right. So I'm going to run through what happened at the event. So I turned up at the event. It was great. I'm not going to give you all the juicy details of everything that went on there, but because I can't really remember everything. What I can remember is the marketing side of it. So they made us all stand outside of the room, which kind of gets us that sort of ice breaking. And then there's that kind of wonder about what happens inside the room. And you're not sure how big it is or how many people are going to be there. Sorry, Sorry, my dog's destroying the house. So yes, little bit of wonder about what's going to happen at the event, how many people are going to be there, what the size of the room is, what it looks like, all that sort of stuff. So and then they made us line up, and then it looks like chaos. It looks like there's so many more people there, and we're all waiting to get inside, and that sort of buzz. And if you've ever seen an iPhone launch, things like that, that's pretty much the done thing these days, is to make people wait. So we get inside. I had a VIP ticket. As I mentioned, the VIP tickets was the upsell. I was contacted by their team before and after. I'm not sure whether that was just because I was a VIP ticket. I did try and ask the guy, and he wouldn't give me any of the insider scoop on that. We talked to people outside. I ended up getting to talk to the guy himself, but I'll go into that a little bit later on as well. And as I said, I watched every single thing that went on at the event. Now, I asked the person behind me if they saw the VIP something. I didn't want to say, are you a VIP ticket or not? Because I thought that would be a bit rude. But I did want to know how many people were actually in the VIP, so I could work out sort of rough numbers in my head, how much money he kind of recouped on his ad spend. The person behind me said that they were VIP, and there was about 20 people in the front row. So you've got to think there's going to be at least 50 people in the VIP section. So let's have a look at the numbers. Who's keen? I'm going to jump back over here and make sure I'm not missing any questions from you guys. As I said, rapidexecutive.com/live if you have any questions about the seating stuff. So I'm going to get down to brass tacks, the numbers. Rough numbers. Now, these are all, I do need to preface this, these are all guesstimates. I have absolutely zero idea, zero affiliation with the guy. I did talk to him. I did try and get the insider scoop. I did ask him who did his Facebook ads as well. I was super keen. I even asked him how he was targeting, who he was targeting, all that sort of stuff. But these are my rough figures. So I did some back of the napkin calculations while I was at the event. I did listen to the numbers that they said, so they could be biased as well. But he did say, and this was for social proof, he called out to his team, and he was literally just calling out to the room to make it sound like his team was everywhere. But he did say, Lisa, how many people was it again that confirmed for this? And he said something like 600 people. So 600 people confirmed. Wow, you guys really know what you're doing. You're really into your entrepreneurship here in Perth. At a 5% industry standard for conversion rates on people actually signing up to the event, I'm picking these, probably got about 12,000 people email from each of these campaigns, which is pretty awesome. It could be a lot less. I'm roughly guessing at that, but that's kind of irrelevant here. I'm looking at that thinking, wow, there's a lot of money in that list. But let's say 600 people confirmed for the event. These are people who click through for the freebie. They hit the freebie button, and then they saw his upgrade. 600 people confirmed. Let's take a rough estimate that the people in the front row, 25-ish people, took the VIP tickets. I think it's probably double that, but let's take a low end of that. Let's say 25 people bought the $47 offer. That's $1,175. Definitely wouldn't cover the ad spend, but it's $1,175 isn't bad. You could easily reach 12,000 people on Facebook. You could easily reach 120,000 people on Facebook with a video. So I think that was pretty good. I actually think that's very low. It's probably double, could even be triple that. There could have been 3 rows. Could have been nearly everyone in the room for as much as I know. And then obviously at the end of the session, he was talking about a $3,000 2 or 3 day event in Sydney. Now I counted roughly 300 people in the room. So 50% show up rate to people that signed up. I think that's pretty good. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that it was about a week, a little over a week between when you purchased the tickets and when you went. So I think it kept it at the top of mind for people. You had a really good email sequence, keeping in touch with people. So how many of these 300 people purchased this $3,000 ticket? So when he did his what's called the stack. And if you've ever been to an event before, or if you've ever seen Russell Brunson's perfect webinar, I have a link to it in here as well if you want to go and have a look at that. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Lots of people are using it. I've been to so many events. I've now been to 2 of Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within events, and even he does the stack on his one day that he's allowed to actually sell something, which is the Saturday night, which is why it's so crazy on that day. So he did the stack. It was like this for several grand, this for several grand, this for several grand, this for several grand. Look how much money this is. And for tonight, if you jump in tonight, you can only get it tonight. It's $3,000. He then opens up the table at the back of the room, quick rush down before they're all gone. We've only got such and such spots. The immediate rush, which is called a table rush, was about 30 people. So about 30 people went straight to the back, and they had 3 tables and about 7 people set up to take people's credit card details and that sort of stuff and basically get them to pay on the spot. So like this was a 1-hour presentation, I think. 100 grand, boom, straight away. I went to the table. Obviously, he was up there as well, and that's a great thing for the presenter to do, to build buzz and build community, is to go up and actually talk to people at the purchasing table. Oh, while you're here, why don't you go and buy this stuff? Over the 45 minutes that I stood there, I talked to him. I talked to a few people behind the desk. I asked the guys if they were getting paid, if they were volunteers, all that sort of stuff. So I was asking all sorts of questions. I would have counted about 50 people coming over in that time and going through the lines and lines of people and filling out all of the information and getting their credit cards out and all that sort of stuff. So there's another $150,000 made on that spot. And I obviously hung around until the death, until I looked a bit awkward. There was around 20 stragglers, and of the stragglers, I think there were some people that were just hang-arounders and maybe a few other funnel hackers like me just trying to watch what was going on and replicate it later. So I'm going to gauge that about 50%. So let's say it's another 40K there as well. Around about 50%, I said. So that's a $300,000 event. Now, obviously, he's making money at his thing that he does as well, which I wasn't at. So, and as I said, these are rough figures. I think that's a pretty educated guess on that, though. So $300,000 for an hour presentation. And he does this in 4 cities. So 300 grand a city, 4 cities. He does it 3 times a year. Now, the first year he did it once. He did all 4 cities in the first year. I was at the second year, so this was actually at the second event. So he decided to do it a second time. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously, he has costs involved in putting on this couple of day event. I have had some insider information about the actual event itself, but just on the front end, this is a brilliant model and a super easy one to replicate. All it is a Facebook ad, a simple sales funnel, self-liquidating offer, and a pretty simple, basically perfect webinar replication in person with a stack at the end and a table rush to fill the coffers. I was completely blown away. I was very impressed with how simple it was. I was very impressed with how well the follow-up sequence was. And when I say follow-up sequence, it's just a bunch of emails. Some of them were repeats of previous days. That's all it was. They were simple auto-generated. Basically, it's the receipt from the event system that he has. So he had Confusionsoft, as I mentioned. He just re-put that out just to keep you kind of top of mind. It's very, very, very clever. And something that I've implemented in a lot of mine as well. So really simple follow-up sequence. Now, he did have some professional touches. Now, obviously, if you're making $1 million from doing a bit of a tour around the country several times a year, times that by several times a year, you've got some money to be able to hire some people to make some phone calls and fly you around the country. So he did have some additional professional touches, but they don't need to obviously be in the first one for you to be successful from that. Come back to me for a minute. How cool was that? I was so impressed. So impressed. I was so impressed that I went along to see what he was doing. I went along so I could meet him and ask him silly questions like, who did your Facebook ads and how did you target it? I went along to absorb. I wanted to see. Oh, I knew he'd have a stack. I knew he would have a stack. I knew he would present that way. I even had screenshots. I took photos of how he did it, what he did. I think I might have even recorded it on my phone to hear how he presented and how he transitioned. The transition was seamless. He did really, really good job. He's a real. If you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like the Aussie version of Gary Vaynerchuk. He's very rude, brash, swears a lot. Very, don't care what you think. Full of energy, run around the stage, all that sort of stuff. By the time he got to the sales thing, he actually kind of made jokes about how he's going to be selling you something, and it's kind of why you're here, and get over it. He even made fun of someone who got up to leave when it was the sales pitch. He said, I'll never forget this. He called the guy out. The guy got up to walk out, and he goes, "See that? Not committed, not ready to make a positive impact on his business. It's okay, mate. You can go." Like, I'm not getting up. No one's going to get up now. So I thought that was brilliant. He did pull us forward to the sales pitch. We knew it was coming, which I thought was a very clever way of doing it as well. The actual pitch was good, but because he was so full of energy the whole time, the transition to something else happening here, he scribbled on the board and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of went natural. So it was really, really clever. So I was impressed. I was so impressed. I was so impressed that I actually, as I said, I was taking screenshots of what he was doing. The funnel is still available. Like the website is still available. So I'll show you guys that in a sec. I was so impressed that I actually went and created the exact funnel, or I funnel hacked him. I modeled his exact funnel on my Clickfunnels install and put it up onto the Clickfunnels group and showed everyone. Like, I basically, everything I've told you tonight, I broke it down, put it on a big Facebook post, and people are like, wow, what is this? And actually have the funnel available on the Clickfunnels marketplace as well. So I've been selling some copies of it. It's not like $40 or something. People are buying it and going, I'll just implement this straight away. So it's really, really cool. So I'm going to just quickly jump over and show you his actual website, because it's still live. This guy's like killing it, absolutely killing it, still doing it. So this, as you'll see, it's very similar to what I showed you guys before. It's got that congruence from the ad, and then reserve my free seat. He's simplified this. This was the big red button that we had before. He's now got it a bit more streamlined. He's added some extra locations. So he had 4, now he's got 6. It's pretty cool. He's added Adelaide and Newcastle. Sold out. And this is obviously, he's running his events at the moment. So I really like this as a nice touch as well. So it's free, or you can pay $97 at the door, which actually makes people go, oh, I'll just turn up. It's free. I'll just turn up. Oh, you're $97 at the door. Oh, free, $97 at the door. I can get a $100 ticket for free. Oh, I might just buy this now. Brilliant. And then this is the thing. He wants the mobile number so he can call you as part of his call center thing. Very clever. And then you choose your thing. This component of this page is actually an embed from Confusion software, as I mentioned, but the rest of the page is built in Clickfunnels. Very, very clever. So you register your information in here. I'm surprised it's actually letting you do it, but I wouldn't say no to an email address as well, even if you couldn't take people there. You just follow them up later and tell them the next time you open it up. But on the next page is where it has a video from him and I'm going to give you this and this and this and this and this and this and this, which will make the event so much better for you. And it's all free. If you want to come and sit up the front with me in a VIP ticket, it's $47. That was it. That's the whole funnel. So clever. So clever. He's doing so well. And I promised you guys some tools. This is a great tool for estimating. So one of the tools I showed you before was simply taking screenshots of great looking Facebook ads and having a look at their the targeting stats on there, seeing what Facebook think of you and what advertisers are using to get in front of you. If you are your target market, that's a great way to reverse engineer advertising and how to get in front of you, people like you. Another tool is called SimilarWeb, SIMILARWEB.com. It's a free tool. There is a paid version, but even on the free tool, if you have a look, this is a sales funnel. It's not normally your homepage, but he's obviously sending people to his sales funnel via his Facebook ads. 250,000 views. Now, obviously, that's around about the time he's running the event. He slows down over December, 130,000 views. Then he's ramping back up. And if you have a look at the dates on this, it was February, so early February. So he's ramping up over February. And then if we had the March stats, they're probably slightly lower again because he's not really running ads anymore. And then the spike up again, spike down, spike up, spike down. Pretty awesome. He's targeting all Australia, obviously, 97%. He's using referrals, so he's getting people sending information over. I don't know the details on that, but he's getting 30% of his traffic from social. And some of that direct would be from his emails back to there as well. We can't see the emails, so I think he's not using his email service to send people back to his page as much. But you'll see that 30% from social, 250,000 people. So he's spending a lot of money on Facebook ads. But that's pretty much it. That's the whole thing. To get people into a room, sell them a $3,000 another event. But if you've got people in the room, you've got them there, you've given them a whole heap of value, and you've teased them about all the things that they could get from a deep dive with you because you've given them all this value. It's a no-brainer for some people to take it, whether you close 10 people in the room, whether you close 100 people in the room. Close 10 people in the room on a $3,000 course, that's $30,000. Pretty good. Wouldn't cost you $30,000 to fill that room based on a simple funnel like this. Pretty cool, huh? All right, back to our presentation. Unless there's any questions, guys, rapidexecutive.com/live. If you're on there, you can ask us any questions. I love this stuff. So a quick recap from tonight's session. This isn't the ideation session. Sorry for it's not recap of ideation. It's recap of a 7-figure sales funnel. I'll change that for you guys if you want to download it in about 20 minutes. It'll be updated for you. So scoping your market and looking at numbers. We've looked at some of the tools for that as well, as I just mentioned there. But one of the first places to start is, especially if you're your target market, just have a look at what's being advertised to you. This is direct marketing age. When it comes to internet marketing these days, people are targeting you. So they know what you do, whether you like it or not. And they're looking at what you're doing. If you're seeing similar ads all the time, then effectively that's the type of thing that's going to get in front of you. And that's how people are targeting you. Funnel hack what's already working in your niche. So have a look at those ads. Have a look at sales funnels like these. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I can't tell you enough. Take action on these things. All right. As I said, if you want to get the full 7 days all together, you can go back through YouTube and find them all. They're kind of all over the place, but I put them all in a nice, simple membership site where you can get all 7 of them there at rapidexecutive.com/launch. And you can get started today. All right. There's that link again, guys, if you need that as well. Now, if you want access to me to talk about these sorts of things, if you want to talk about your sales funnels, if you want to talk about Clickfunnels, if you want to talk about events, if you want to talk about selling your products, if you just want to talk about your business idea, you can jump on. There's a big red button underneath the video that says, get a free business session with me. You can grab a spot in my diary from there, or you can work directly with me. I do offer business coaching. There are a few spots left in my diary. Normally starts around $197 a month, works its way up from there to $397. Want to work with me and you jump on that tonight, I'll give you one of these core sales funnels is the one you just saw tonight. So I have this event funnel. Obviously, it's up on the marketplace. I'll give that to you for free and help you implement it. I have a event funnel. I've got a book funnel. I've got a supplement funnel I'm using for e-commerce. I've got several of these. I'll give you all 4 core templates, which you can implement at your leisure. And I'll also go through which one of these would probably suit you best, or we could take your current website or your current idea and review that, give you a list of action steps as well. And if you want to jump on and work with me, you can get into rapidexecutive.com/coaching and grab all of this tonight for $197. Now, if you have any questions, guys, about tonight's session, about event funnels, about Facebook ads, about targeting, about self-liquidating offers, all these things, I know they're very marketing terms. They can sound a bit like technobabble to you guys. I have tried to simplify them as much as possible. But if you aren't headstrong into marketing like I am, they can be a little bit overwhelming, but confusing. But if you have any questions, chuck them into the chat box. If you want to just grab a session with me, feel free to do so. I do have a few spots in my diary. We can go through anything that was not completely clear and how you could implement this type of thing into your business, how you can get your ideas up and running. Now, we do these sessions every Tuesday night, so 8 p.m. Western Standard Time every Tuesday. I'm hoping to get one during the day, a session during the day as well. I do have 2 kids under 6, so not usually the easiest thing for me to do, but I will try and get it a little bit earlier. I do have some friends over east that hate me because they can't stay up this late. And I've got some, obviously some customers overseas as well in my Funnel Fix It business as well. So this time isn't perfect. It's easy for me and I'm the one running it, and the replay is available. So if you do want to watch the replay or you want to share this with a friend who wants to watch, who might benefit from this as well, rapidexecutive.com/replay. It will be available. If you're watching this on the replay, it'll be available now. If you're watching this now, the replay is actually going to be next week's session. So the replay will change over tomorrow or after the session, after I change it over. But as I said, if you want any of the notes from tonight's session, you can grab the big blue button below the chat box. It says download bonus. It gives you a PDF. You don't need to give me your email address or anything. It's all free for you. You just grab that and you can go through that, print it out, whatever you want to do. Everything's there. There's plenty more reading, plenty of links out to other things. I've linked up the blog post that I did on the high ticket breakdown. Goes in a bit more detail as well. Shows you all of the emails, how all those emails are rushed together, all the headlines, all that sort of stuff. A few more screenshots and bits and pieces there as well. So I hope that was useful. We have come up on the 9 o'clock. I do need to jump over onto my second webinar for the evening. I need to wrap this one up, but if you are in Perth, we have a session. We're going to run through this type of stuff again tomorrow, a bit more detail in person, because we'll ask you questions and talk to you about your business specifically. So when I'm in a room full of you guys, then we're talking about what's relevant to your business. So if you are in Perth, we'll be meeting tomorrow night at we're going to kick off the Clickfunnels group at 5:30, but the Rapid Startup group, because we're talking about a similar thing, will kick off at 6 o'clock. So if you're into both of those, come at 5:30. If you're into just the Rapid Startup stuff, you can come along at 6 o'clock when we kick off the full session. We are not north of the river in Perth, So come along and say hi. I think we've got like 20 people already RSVP to that. So that's going to be pretty cool. Fresh sessions are free. There's nothing to pitch, nothing to do. It's just helping you move your business ideas forward. Come along and share what you've been up to, share your ideas, and hopefully we can move us all forward. All right. Not a lot of questions tonight, guys. I usually get flooded with questions, especially when I do this sort of stuff. Maybe people are just sitting there going, huh? How did I what, Matt? All right, I need to jump over onto the other session. If you are interested in physical products, junglebooster.com, JUNGLEBOOSTER, Jungle Booster, yep, .com is where we're going to be doing another live session in about -2 minutes. Where we talk about everything Amazon FBA. Amazon is actually coming to Australia, launching their Fulfillment by Amazon, which is their physical products business in Australia. So that's pretty cool. We talk all about that in that session. So jungleboost.com/live if you want to go and jump over there. Otherwise, have a great week, guys. And I hope to see you all, if you're in Perth, tomorrow night. See you then.